It's coffee time. Grab your coffee. Maybe, well, maybe it's too late for coffee for you, but it's not too late for coffee right now. So I got my coffee. All right. So we had done Radio 150, and we talked a little bit about some of the things I was doing here. So let's actually take a look at the comments here. Always feel like it's fun to read the comments and everything. Rusty Allen says, another awesome way to start the day. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Rusty. And we have Lion Quest Fitness. He says, only my daughter. I bought her a couple of Chinese switchblades and a picture of Geronimo from at the flea market for her birthday. She was thrilled to death. That's awesome. Yeah, I got one right here. This is actually one of the knockoff ones, and this one here that I got is a Leveretto. If you know what those are, they have a little lever on the top, and that's how you actually fire it. And it's got stag type handles or scales, whatever you want to call them. And I actually took some leather dye and stained them so they're a little darker, so they're more on the yellow side. No surprise for me, right? And I adjusted the spring a little bit on this one, but yeah, it fires nice and stout. Not like the other one. I've got another one here that's it's a darker. Let's see if I can grab it without knocking a ton of things off the desk. All right, yeah. So this other one is actually different. It's a lot neater. Well, it's different in its own way. The Staghorn handle is more flat and streamlined. This one's more rounded, and other than that, it's the same design. But after I adjusted the spring on this one has a heck of a you got to really hold on to it now. Yeah, it's really pronounced when that one fires up. So it's kind of neat, and I like them. And I paid less for both than I don't even think you could buy one of those expensive, what they call, I guess, authentic ones. You can buy one for what I paid for both those. And that's, that's what I like. I like the fact that they're inexpensive. I wish that they would start making swing guards, because those are my favorite type. Really wish they would start doing those. So, all right, and good morning to you, Joe. He says, I definitely enjoy the movie reviews. Awesome. I will continue to do so. I've been liking those too. Netflix still has French Connection too, and I put it in my Qui. I guess it's I guess next to watch or something. I'm still learning about that kind of stuff too, because I've been having a lot of fun watching free stuff on Amazon Prime. Just don't know how to really search for stuff really yet. Although they just list you a bunch of stuff that since you've watched The Mechanic with Charles Bronson, you might like these. Scott F. A cup of coffee and a good show. As thanks for the good start to the weekend. Love those nights are fun. Good stuff. Yeah, that's and that they hit it right there. They're good fun. They're just good for fun. It's not something I would use as a utility knife or anything, or carry it like using it for stuff. But I mean I cut boxes and stuff, open packages with them. They're great for letter openers, and of course we use them in our skits and film and stuff. So that's where it really is for me. And Bob Hartman, good afternoon, Batjack. Yes, again, I went to the range this AM afterwards, cleaning the gun, and used brass. Good talk. Yeah, I will actually maybe. How do you clean your brass, Bob? I've used many different methods over the time since I've been reloading. I used to back in when I first started. I used to take them and I put them in a like a dive bag, the one with the holes through it. I used to put all my brass in there, throw it in a bucket with hot water and dish soap or laundry soap. I don't know, I can't remember, and soak them and get them all clean that way. And that's the way I started. And then I started tumbling it. And if you tumble your brass, you can actually just go get the media stuff from like a feed store. I believe they sell it. I forget where I bought it from or where I got it from. A friend of mine actually told me about that. That's way back. He was a 1911 guy, and he had a huge, like, I forget, it was like 50 or 60 pound bag of that tumble media. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you can go get this at the feed store for like $20 versus paying, 20 bucks for a small, like, little, quart of oil size or whatever. So that's the way I was doing it for a while. And then I didn't buy into the case polish stuff that you would buy online. I actually just started using just car wax, and I would go to garage sales and pick up my car wax because it was just, you go there and pay like $1 for the thing, a whole brand new bottle or a half used bottle or whatever, and use that. I've used like stuff like Brasso cleaner from like Walmart. You can buy that, or just I would go to Walmart if I couldn't hit garage sales. I would just go buy the cheapest car wax you could find, and it really does work fantastic. And we have another one from EB Saint. Oh, and actually, I forgot to mention the latest one that I was trying, which has worked out pretty good. I got one of those little rock tumblers from Harbor Freight, and warm water, Dawn dish soap, and lemon juice. It works pretty good. But okay, EB Saint says, I've given up the acquisition of the CCP or CCP2 for now. I'm on a quest for a Smith & Wesson Model 15 snub nose. I have, first time I really saw one of those at a gun show out here. I was like, that's actually pretty neat. It certainly has, the barrel looks fairly short on it, but I think that's just because the way because it's got the bladed front sight on it, and kind of used to when you see that off of like a Model 36 or something. He says, my 2-inch Model 10, the sights are getting a bit small for my 53-year-old eyes, and I figure the 15's taller ramp sight makes more sense, and it ought to fit the holsters I have now as well. Congratulations on 150 episodes. Thank you. Yeah, the Model 15 is pretty much just a Model 10 with some better sights on it for sure. You know what else is really nice? Not to throw a monkey wrench in that, is the Model 19 snub is pretty nice too. Although, yeah, the Model 15 is pretty slick. So, all right. Really cool comments for the radio show, 150. Can't believe we've done that many of them. But yeah, so actually, what I get to talking to you guys about something I did. So if you're, I talked a little bit about it on I believe in the radio. So as you know, I've been painting stuff with spray paint, and spray paint's pretty amazing. And a lot of that started when somebody quoted me a really high price for Cerakoting, and to me, Cerakoting is like, that's just a little bit glorified spray paint. So I'm kind of not really into that. I don't really like overpaying for stuff that I feel like I could either do it myself or get it a lot cheaper somehow. So painting to me was just all it, it's just all it is about aesthetics, color. It's just like buying, you know, red, blood red shoes for me versus black Doc Martens or something like that. So originally with that back to the Inland 1911 that I bought, I was looking at it. You know, of course I painted it with that color that I did, and I found that on at Walmart. I'm pretty sure you can get it anywhere that sells spray paint. It's pretty common. It's the Rust-Oleum camouflage series or something. And it's that one that's a darker green, a real dark green. And you know, the more I put the two guns side by side, the more I looked at it, and I put it side by side with the original one. And the original one just a hair darker. There's something about it. It's just a tad darker. But it never really bothered me all that much. I was fine with it, and then of course I put it like a matte or a flat coat of clear finish on it, which looked pretty cool. But then when I was messing around with the grips, and I never really was satisfied with the grips, the color of the grips, and I've tried all kinds of stuff, staining them, and you know. So this time around, I decided, okay, well, I hit them with the dark brown. I think it's whatever I got from Ace Hardware. It's a chocolate brown, and I hit it with that, a thick coat. Then I used some black I had, and it's like a flat or satin color, and I just kind of barely pressed down on the nozzle enough for it to just start spitting, you know, just kind of splattering, you know, like if you were to take a toothbrush and dip it in the paint and then flick it. So that was the effect I was looking for. And as that drops, you know, the kind of splattered the grips with the previous paint still very wet, and it kind of just, you know, meshes together. It gave me that look that was perfect, that really does match the old, like, I'm sure they were like Bakelite or something. It matched really well. So it got me to thinking throughout that day, what if I did the same with the gun? So there it is again. So it doesn't matter. I mean, another coat of paint, who cares? I mean, it's just going to wear off anyhow, and then I'll just paint it again. Or you can just take the whole thing and throw it in some acetone for a few days, and then just take a toothbrush and remove it if you don't like it altogether. So I took the sliding frame, and I hit it. I was trying to do something with the black, and then ultimately what I wound up doing was I hit it with a fresh coat of the green, the darker green, that camouflage color from Rust-Oleum. And while it was still wet, at first I started to use the same method I did on the grips, but that really didn't work as well. What I did was I sprayed over it and let that mist of overspray land on it. So it has a light mist of that black over it. And I tell you, the way it looks, the way it turned out, absolutely amazing. I'll do a video and I'll put it on my Patreon page. I know I haven't been on Patreon for much, but I'm just trying to work on getting another camera. Once I do that, I'll start doing more Patreon stuff. But I do appreciate everybody that's that goes there, watches the content. That's really awesome, and it gives me another outlet to be able to post stuff there that I don't really have to be all that too careful about what I do in the video when it goes up on the main channel or anything like that. So, but I'll post the video on this thing. I'll try to film it with my phone. The reason I don't like doing that so much is because it literally takes forever for me to upload a simple 3-minute video. It takes just way too long, and that's the reason I just don't do it. But anyway, it looks really cool. That's what I did. I let that overspray of black kind of settle on it, and it really did turn that thing into something else. It really looks good, and I think as it wears and as I use it, if I do use, I've barely shot that gun, I think I'll use that method again. But yeah, I'll try to get a video of it on my Patreon page, hopefully soon. So anyway, that's Coffee Morning with Bat Jack JW.